All right, time to talk some sports with George Addo Jr. Tokyo 2020 is still in the news.
Yeah, Tokyo 2020 is still in the news. Is that the International Olympic Committee are not certain about saying that the competition is cancelled. I think that we can all understand why it's difficult to just stand up and decide to cancel the tournament. Remember that they have been preparing for the past 4 or even 8 years, knowing that they were going to host this competition, because normally before the end of the preceding Olympics, the new host knows that they are going to be in, and they've been working so hard. At the moment, what is clear is that qualification has been cancelled. There are not going to be any qualification, boxing bouts or football games or, qualification through the athletics or all the other sports, that's for sure. But the IOC has said that they cannot say that the Olympics is cancelled or has been postponed. So nothing of the sort.
So it's too early to still make that call?
Yeah, they think that it's too early because it's fair, because they're thinking that, look, by May, June, things should be fine. And if we're talking about Olympics deep in the summer, they should be able to go ahead with that. So that's where they are, and it's really, really tight, because some athletes are criticizing. They said they are speaking to representatives of athletes, and they are fine with the situation at the moment. So they're holding on and making sure things will work out. That's where we are with the Olympics.
But what timelines were we working with before? I mean, when typically do we hold?
It was going to be deep in the summer. It was going to be in the August, July region. Of course, that's going to be the last event before we get ready for the new season. And aside the fact that we are nowhere close to the time and they're looking out for it, why are people still worried about Tokyo? Because Japan is right in the Asian region, and say, look, this is where everything started, even though there are some positive signs coming in from how China are fighting the virus and all of that. Not everybody's fine with this one. You can understand, because Tokyo is in Asia. That's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing for us, though, is that Premier League clubs are going to have a meeting, an emergency meeting today, to now decide the tentative measures for how they would like to finish the Premier League.
Okay.
Because, all the domestic leagues across Europe were waiting for what UEFA will do with the Euros. Now it is clear that the Euros have moved from 2020 to 2021. The next question is, how would each domestic season then finish?
So how do we allow Liverpool to crown itself?
That's the question. Yes. How do we allow Liverpool to crown itself? And so they're sitting down to see where we can. Is the 5th April date applicable? Does it make sense? Because for most of the domestic league, they said they wanted to play the games in the first week of April. But we're here. This is 19th March. It doesn't look like we are free enough. So maybe they'll have to even push that further into June. Like tennis have taken a cue. They wanted to play. They have to suspend all the competitions again to June. So we're yet to find out what the Premier League will come out with. And subsequently, we'll find out what the Italian Serie A, the Spanish League, La Liga, the Bundesliga would all come up with in terms of how they want to end the season.
Yeah.
And it will give us a bigger picture. Then we can start talking about the UEFA Champions League and how that's going to end as well. Because, we are just at the round of 16 with quite a number of second leg round 16 games not played. So it's a bit tight in there. But now we have the guidelines. We'll be giving you some more information.
Great.
And I was telling you about how we are monitoring the situation here in Ghana.
Yes.
There's a special feature coming up about how the coronavirus has hit businesses connected to football. It's a really touching one. And you'll be seeing that very soon on the screens in our subsequent bulletins.
Great.
Stuff.
I was also just reading about FIFA also saying that they're going to take time to look at the fixtures, the contracts,
very
and
important.
Funding as well,
very
how
important.
coronavirus has affected
Very
all these.
important point you note there, because for instance, if you have a contract with Chelsea that's expiring at the end of, say, May, because that's the end of the season, what happens to you now? The season is going to be protracted, postponed, and you're going to have a lot to play. So it means that you are going to be playing for Chelsea out of contract outside of May. Would the player want to play? How does the club and the player come to a consensus on that? So I understand that the FIPRO, that's the professional body that looks over the professional players, will have a look at this. Because they need to iron this out, because there's some very special players. I don't want to mention them so that some clubs will be panicking. But a player like Willian is important to Chelsea, isn't he? And he's in such a fix. So all of that needs to be sorted out. Else it will be difficult to play the football we love so much the way we want it. So
even with the kind of
waiting for it,
so coronavirus still making a lot of things not stable enough. You can't even predict.
No, you can't
say
predict.
What's going to happen.
On one level, you feel that it's easy to say, okay, we're going to play football back again in June. But it's not as easy as that. We have to look at all the nitty-gritties and try and make sure that
a lot of complications even in the world of sports and in football. as well. Get onto our website, myjoyonline.com. We've got plenty of stories to share, plenty of sports stories to share, what's happening with coronavirus, all the latest update. Thanks, George Adejenia, for sports. Right. Well, the latest here is that we've recorded 9 cases now. It's risen to 9. That's the latest. You know what we say all the time, take care of yourself. You are the only person who can be responsible for you. Thanks for watching Joy News with me, Mama Vioso. At the Joy News desk. Stay with us. We've got interactive coming up with Na Ajili Dukwe.